Well, in this video we are going to study the differences by the present perfect continuous and the present perfect. So before watching the rest of the video, we have to know that we use both of these tenses just for finished and unfinished actions. But let's see what's going on with the difference. So there we have the formulation for structuring sentences. In this case we have affirmative sentences. For the present continuous we follow the following structure: subject plus have or has plus been plus the verb in the ing form. For the present perfect we use the subject plus have or has plus the verb in past participle. So we have to remember that depending on the subject we use the form of the auxiliary that it's the most appropriate. I, you, we, they, we use have. He, she, it, we use has. So in here we are going to observe the differences in usage that the present perfect continuous and the present perfect have. So the continuous form describes actions that started in the past and they are still in progress in the present. For example, I've been studying all morning. Till this time that the person is speaking, the action is still ongoing. I've been doing the exercises since 11. So the person at the time of speaking is still keeping going with the exercises. He has been driving for 5 hours. So at the time of speaking, in this moment, the person is still driving on the road. So that's why they are using the present perfect continuous. Meanwhile, the present perfect is used for actions that are completed at the time of speaking. I've studied 3 sections until now. So until this moment, the person has already completed 3 sections of the book. I've already done half of the exercises. So till this time, the person has already finished a section of the exercises. And he has driven 500 kilometers so far. So the person has driven this distance till now. So that's why we have expressions such as until now, already, and so far that they are attaching with the present perfect. So here in this section we see how the present perfect continuous works. As I say, the present perfect continuous can be used with some expressions such as since and for. Those are characteristics and related with the continuous form, and they are useful to talk about unfinished actions. They started in the past, and as we say, they are still true in the present. So it's something that we have to consider with the present perfect continuous. Also can be used to make an emphasis in the length of time that has passed. So the present perfect continuous consider these situations. For example, they've been waiting for hours. They consider in that way. And the present perfect continuous also focuses on the action itself. So it's something else that it considers in that way. So we can see here in the diagram, we explain the present perfect. As we say, it's an action that started in the past and a portion of these actions has already finished in the present. Most of the times we associate expressions such as already and yet with the present perfect. Already most of the times is used with affirmative sentences and yet is used in negative sentences and also in questions, just to get the way with the present perfect. Another characteristic is that most of the times we think about how much and how many, and by reference with the present perfect, just to figure it out in the real use. For example, we can just mention some expressions that can be useful for you by saying she's drunk 3 cups of coffee this morning. So how many? 3 cups of coffee. Or she's drunk at least a little of coffee today. Liter, it's how much. So that's why we have used these expressions with the present. So we present some examples that we have as common mistakes that we can get about by using the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. The mistake is when we say I have waited for half an hour. It's not correct. The correct structure is I have been waiting for half an hour. What it expresses that till this moment you have been in that way for that situation. Here we have another common mistake. Sometimes we can hear people saying he has slept since 9 o'clock. No, he has been sleeping since 9 o'clock. Till that time, the person has been doing this action until now. This action is still in progress. So that's why we use the present perfect continuous. So finally we have this common mistake. Sometimes people can say it has been snowing twice this week. It's a mistake because the correct form is it has snowed twice this week. If it is true, the week hasn't finished yet, but 2 days it snowed. So that's why this is the use of the present perfect. It has snowed twice this week. So in this example, we can see another mistake. So some people can say she has been writing many books, but actually the correct form is she has written many books. Till this time in her life, she has written many books. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't know, but it's something that takes the present perfect.